Good morning everyone, welcome to another episode of To The Point. Today's topic of discussion is High Seas Treaty. First of all, let's see why is it in the news. Recently, the Indian government said that it would soon sign and ratify the High Seas Treaty, a new international legal architecture for maintaining the ecological health of the oceans. The treaty negotiated last year is meant to reduce pollution and ensure the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity and other marine resources in ocean waters. Now let's discuss about high seas. The treaty deals only with oceans that are outside the national jurisdiction of any country. Typically, national jurisdictions extend up to 200 nautical miles, that is 370 km from the coastline, an area that is called an exclusive economic zone or EEZ. Areas outside of EEZs of every country are known as high seas or international waters. They constitute about 64%, roughly 2/3 of the total ocean area, and are considered global commons. They belong to no one and everyone enjoys equal rights for navigation, overflight, economic activities, scientific research, or laying of infrastructure like undersea cables. Many of these areas suffer from overexploitation of resources, biodiversity loss, pollution, including dumping of plastics, and ocean acidification. Now let's understand what is the High Seas Treaty. The High Seas Treaty has often been compared with the 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change in its significance and potential impact. It is formally called the Agreement on Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. India, like most other nations, was a party to the nearly 20 years of negotiation that resulted in the finalization of the treaty in 2023. The High Seas Treaty seeks to achieve 4 substantive objectives: conservation and protection of marine ecology, fair and equitable sharing of benefits from marine genetic resources, establishment of the practice of mandatory environmental impact assessments for any activity that is potentially polluting or damaging to the marine ecosystem, and capacity building and transfer of marine technologies to developing countries. It complements the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. UNCLOS also sets the general principles for equitable access and usage of ocean resources, protection and conservation of biodiversity and marine ecology. Like any other international law, the High Seas Treaty would come into force only when a certain minimum number of countries ratify or accede to it. In the case of this treaty, this number is 60. Now lastly, let's understand why is it important for the world. Fresh protection beyond borders, cleaner oceans, sustainably managing fish stocks, lowering temperatures, and vital for realizing 2030 agenda. Now is the time for practice question. Consider the following statements about High Seas Treaty. 1. The treaty would come into force only when ratified by 60 countries. 2. It is formally called the Agreement on Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. 3. The treaty deals only with oceans that are outside the national jurisdiction of any country. Select the correct answer from the codes given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3. Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.